Good afternoon. Yes, it's 1 p.m., isn't it? It's a bit unusual for me to do this live stream in kind of like a random hour outside of my usual schedule. But of course, I have something really exciting to share with you after the all the saga that happened since last Wednesday. So I'm super excited, super pumped about this news. You might have checked it out already, and if you don't, right, Olympus has just released a new roadmap together with a couple of new lenses and also firmware and software updates. So yes, it's a lot to take on today, and so I'm trying to keep this short because this is really not my usual talk, and I don't want to make a video out of it because I would like to speak to you face to face. Kind of face-to-face, but if you know what I mean, I just like to have a personal interaction with you, so you can ask me any questions, you can ask me anything, and I'll be able to talk to you guys personally. That's really good, right? Okay, so let's just say hi to some people first, and hi Victor, hi Julian, hi Panka, and Young Sir, Peter, hello Michael, Xavier, oh, that's a good name. Tetsu, hello from Tokyo. This is now evening time, isn't it? Konbanwa. Okay. Very happy to be here today because obviously, like I mentioned, that my usual live stream is Wednesday and my usual video release is on Sunday. So this is kind of like in between time. But because of the news, I have to share with you guys, and I don't want to make a video out of it, and which is going to be 2 days late and things like that. So this is fresh. I'm here, and let's talk about it. So right, excellent stuff then. So let me just put out this roadmap, which is what all of you guys have talked about. And in fact, I did kind of mention it yesterday. If you guys been in my live stream yesterday afternoon, and you probably heard a little bit about the roadmaps, and somebody's mentioned, I kind of talked about it a little bit, but of course, under the embargo, under the information that I'm not allowed to talk about, I would not be able to tell you anything in detail. And unless you want to get me fired, then I won't be ambassador, and I won't be able to hear or to say to you anything about Olympus in the future. So let's don't make difficult things for me to do. And so I would like to, it is really heartbreaking for me to know something, but I'm not allowed to tell you, because I know that all of you guys are really great people here, and especially you are all Olympus passionates, and you're my followers, and also like we are friends, and I really hate to lie to friends. I also like hide information from friends, but unfortunately, it is how it is. Being ambassador, there are a lot of obligations I have to fulfill, and I won't be able to talk about things that I know, but I'm not allowed to share. Yeah, it is really hard work, I'm telling you. But I know today's video is already announced several things, but I can also tell you that, in a way, there are more things to come, which is going to be very exciting. So stay tuned for this, and I'm pretty sure that you're all going to be very excited for 2020, even though that we have a pretty kind of rubbish year so far. And but I can guarantee that second half of 2020 is going to be pretty exciting, and that's why I kept smiling. I kept being positive, and I hope that this will somehow reassure you a little bit more about the future of Micro Four Thirds and also Olympus. Not that I'm trying to promote it actively, but I'm just trying to tell you that being a Micro Four Thirds and Olympus user, I am very optimistic about the future, and I would say still cautiously optimistic, because no one really knows what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, to be quite frank, generally because of the camera industry in general. So, but let's put that aside. Let's focus on what's on now, and also what's going to happen in the next, I would say, 6 to 18 months, because it's very exciting. Here it is. Right, this is the roadmap, of course. Let me switch off some of the stuff, and I can bring it back on later on. So this is the roadmap that you may have already seen. If not, basically the roadmap is what Olympus is planning to do in the future in terms of product releases. And this particular roadmap is only specific to lenses. There are two things straight away that you'll find that this change from the previous lens roadmap that was released earlier in the year, is that they have rationalized and consolidated the naming convention. Right, what I'm saying is that there is no longer a badge called Premium. So like there's now only M Zuiko and M Zuiko Pro. Right, there's only two now, and but which actually makes sense, because why? Previously, if you think about it, all the premium lenses, they don't actually have a badge on the lens itself, unlike pro lenses, right? Okay, here is the Pro lens here. You can actually see that there's a Pro badge actually listed on the lens. So it signifies that this is a professional lens. And all the other premium lenses, they never have anything. They just a lens. You know, they say M3 lens. Whether Olympus actually label it as premium in the catalog or not, they don't have a badge. So it is quite good that they now remove the premium badge and just consolidate it into M3, which means that now they are consumer lenses. Not only they do that, it's now clear people's minds. So now they only have Pro and consumer, but just clear the whole picture up a little bit. So I actually quite like the idea of simplifying things further. And now just look at the overall roadmap now. And apart from the naming conventions, is that all the orange stuff that you see here is basically means unreleased lenses. And the yellow stuff on the top and the Pro lenses category, it means that these are the lenses that is already released. And at the bottom and the M3 bit, the grayed out bit is all the lenses that are also already released in the past. So now we concentrate on the orange stuff, right? These are the new stuff. That are the lenses that are coming to us. But just before I go into individual lenses, just look into the concentration in this particular roadmap. Instantly that you are seeing that the Olympus wanted to concentrate more on the premium professional lenses than the actual consumer level lenses, which is exciting. Because you know that, and I know that everybody wants better quality lenses, and this is something that they really want to focus on, and this is exciting. I think for as a Micro Four Thirds users, you know that you can't get better, like more excited than having some newer and better lenses coming out from Olympus, right? This is absolutely, you know, super good news, you know, to anyone. And if you go back to it, obviously it's a lot going on in the Pro market, and then how many of them actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But not only there's 6, no, actually 1, 4, 7 orange bits actually highlighted in the professional lens categories. But if you look closer, is that it has bright prime lenses. Yeah, this has been discussed before, and but what it means that it's not one lens. There could be several bright lenses that are coming out within that bit there. That's at the bottom of the Pro lenses. So potentially that could be 10 or maybe 12 lenses coming up from Olympus in the near future. We don't know exactly when that is going to be happening, but what we know that based on you know the agreement between JIP and Olympus, that they do agree that they are going to continue with the R&D, roadmap, product research, and product launches. And that means that everything you see in that roadmap is going to be realized one way or the other sooner or later. So that is going to happen regardless. So that means we are at least going to see at least 6 to 18, maybe even 24 months of product releases without a problem. And that is exciting, right? You know, that also shows some sort of commitment, at least from GIP level, that we're going to continue servicing all the Olympus people and also all the Micro Four Thirds users. And so I think it's actually very, very positive from that roadmap itself. So let's go back to it and we continue to discussing about individual lenses. So the roadmap itself, now you can look at the Pro lenses. Obviously, there you see 2 red letters there. I can't really zoom it in, unfortunately, but it actually say updated. So what it means that these are the new lenses that previously didn't announce. So like now they are here. So let's talk a little bit about the new f4 8-25 Pro zoom, and this is, I think, to me, is one of the biggest news today, and a lot of you guys, ever since the 12-45 f4 Pro was launched, people have been asking about the ultra wide version of the f4 lenses. Like I have the 2.8 here. This is the 7-14 2.8, which I actually personally really like. But there are a couple of downsides, which I also highlighted in my reviews in the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that yet, you can click on my previous video. I reviewed this lens about a couple of years ago and talked about this lens. No matter how much I love it, but it's heavy. Is big, is bulky, and also another downside is that this bulging elements at the front, and also this built-in hood doesn't really allow you to use standard filter, so which is a really downside for a lot of people, especially for landscape photographer, for instance. And it's great. It's a great lens. I think it's really genuinely a very sharp optics, you know, and it's 2.8 constant aperture. It's great for documentary work, but anything else, it's going to be really a struggle. And I can't vlog with this lens just because it's super heavy, especially mounting on like an EM5 Mark III or Pen F or any other smaller bodies. It's just really not workable. It's just very front heavy. It's really difficult to hold. But the 8-25 f4, we're going to change all that. And that's also one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't really buy the 7-14 2.8 is that it's way too heavy, way too big, and they rather use the older 9-18 ultra wide zoom in the M Zuiko line, which is a consumer level line. And that is still a very popular lens because, first of all, it's lightweight, it's small, and it's cheap, right? And it's good, and it's a good lens. But now I think that Olympus finally realized, you know, this potential, you know, just to capture the heart of those people who use that particular lens, and now they give you even better. It's a pro lens, which means it's going to be weather sealed, fully weather sealed, and metal construction. And that's fantastic, right? And then you can now have that lens at f4 constant aperture. You can capture all the things that you want to do with those little ultra wide lenses, with a much higher quality optics and construction. I think that is super exciting indeed. So I think all of you guys would probably agree that that would be a lens to go for if you really want an ultra wide lens. I don't actually think that it's going to be cannibalizing the 2.8 because a lot of people didn't buy the 2.8 to start with. And it is because it's like the reasons I just told you about, the unconventional filter adapters you need to buy to adapt any sort of filters to it. It's very heavy. It's going to be very specific use for this lens. But with the f4 lenses, it's going to be a very different story. And I think it's going to be a big seller for that particular lens on its own. And there's nothing come close to it in terms of versatilities and build construction, and it's just usual pro lens optic quality from Olympus. So it's going to be something to scream about, and I'm pretty sure that I will be able to get one to review and when they appear, and just have to stay tuned for my particular first look, and that will be really cool. I'm excited about it. So that lens aside, let me just go back to the lens roadmap and talk about another lens that is very exciting, is the macro lens, right? You can see that in the map there. There's another red bit that say updated. This is a new macro lens that previously didn't list it on the roadmap, and now it's covering the 100mm mark, kind of left and right. So it's not quite a proper announcement. Doesn't really tell you exactly what the focal length is, but it's hovering kind of like between 100. So this is exciting though. You know why it's exciting? Because at the moment we have these. We have the 60mm macro. We also have the 30mm macro lenses. These two are phenomenal macro lenses if you do macro photography, yeah? Especially the 60. I love this 60 so much because it's versatile. It's also weather sealed, and I can do both close-up and portrait with one lens, and it's ultra sharp, just like any macro lenses that I worked with before, not just from Olympus, but also other brands. Any macro lenses, because they are designed to resolve details, to close-up stuff, and that means that these are super sharp lenses. No matter how you look at it, they are super lenses. Even this cheapo 30mm at 3.5, and they're still very sharp. And now you have another option, which is to me is definitely very exciting. I can tell you the reason right now. Right, when I was a Canon guy way back, I used a lens called the Canon 180mm f3.5L. It's a professional macro lens. I'm not a professional macro photographer, but I did use that lens for a little bit for some product stuff. And I have a friend who actually swear by that lens. He owns that lens and do a lot of the close-up insect photos with that very lens and still use it. This lens is actually very old, but it's been around for ages. But the reason why they haven't updated it because it's so good, it still resolves so much details, they don't need to upgrade the optics, and that's how good it is. But this particular focal length also excites a lot of the macro photographers because you can now get even closer to the subject without having to add extension tube. But if you add it to it, it's just going to be crazy, mind-blowing thing. It's just going to be like a microscope, and but it's cool. But you can now get so close to it, together with a professional built body. So don't forget that these two M Zuiko lenses now, you know, these two are consumer lenses. They don't have metal construction, to start with, even though that the 60 is weather sealed, but it just don't have the solid feeling like the Pro lenses have. So the 180, the 100 macro, you know, I don't know if it's going to be 100 or 90, I'm not entirely sure. But if that new lens is going to be a professional lens, that means it's going to have, first of all, professional optics, even better than the 60. Fully weather sealed once again, and full metal construction, and that's going to be exciting. So let me show you that. If you want to like kind of guess what it's going to look like, or how it's going to compare with the full frame equivalents, is that it's going to look something like this. Right, this is the Canon version of that particular focal length. This is the 180 millimeters f3.5 L macro lens. It's a beast. It really is a beast. And in fact, if you Google around now, if you find that, is there any other options out there? There isn't really, you know, in terms of the whole photography industry there. Canon is kind of the only guy making 180 macro lens. Sigma does make one, 180 macro lens, but Nikon doesn't make one, Sony doesn't make one. And it's very niche, very professional niche lenses that are only, I think, for these people who are really getting into the macro stuff, you know, like really close-up stuff, and to be able to utilize this lens. But I'm pretty sure for people who do that type of photography, will really truly appreciate it and probably snap this lens without having a second thought. It's a really great lens. But if you look at this particular lens here, this is kind of thing that you should be able to expect from the Olympus macro lens. It's going to be similar focal length, equivalence wise. So you're going to have a 1:1 macro. You're going to have either going to be 2.8 or 3.5 maximum aperture, and stop down to f32 for greater depth of field control, or you can do photo stacking depending on what sort of thing you're going to do. The angle of view is going to be very, very similar, and the weight, of course, is going to be a lot lighter. This is a full frame lens. This is 1.17 kilogram with a tripod collar. So the Olympus version is going to be lighter, you know, but it's going to be 30 to 40% lighter. That means it's going to be about 500-600 gram, 500 to 600 gram. They may have a collar. I'm not entirely sure. It may have it, depending on what sort of construction it is. So it's going to be pretty exciting. You know, even though I'm not a macro guy, I'm excited about it. I'm definitely going to review this lens whenever it comes out. So just want to see how close you can get, because I'm really getting some really great result with the 60 and also the 30. In fact, I used the 30 quite a bit. In my last 3 to 4 videos that you see in my YouTube videos, a lot of the B-rolls are actually filmed with this little guy here, this 30 millimeters. So it's crazy good for filming, and also just generally just a lightweight thing, and I love it. I really truly like it. So now you get a lot of options there, and I'm pretty sure those who like to see bugs eyelashes and will be very, very excited about these things. Okay. Hard to say deja vu, indeed, the deja vu. Oh, by the way, price. Let's talk a little bit about price. It's only speculation. Obviously, I personally don't have that information, and I don't think anybody else has at the moment. But let's give you this first. The Canon lens is retail at the moment on the street. Oh, you can't really see it. Let me bring it down here. Okay, here we go. So the retail price for this lens in the UK is about 1,200 quid, right? Thereabout, you know, street price. So you can kind of expect the Olympus lens is going to be maybe about 20 to 30% less than this. So I think you're still going to be expecting around about 900 quid, you know, give or take. You know, there's going to be R&D involved. Don't forget, you know, they need to recoup the cost. Don't try to argue about the prices a lot, and it's going to be cheaper than full frame, but they need to recoup the cost, yeah. And this is going to be a specialist lens, and it's not going to be ultra cheap. You know, similarly to the f4 ultra wide lens, and it's not going to be the same price as the 9-18 M2 lens that you are all very in love with. And so it's going to be a pro lens. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think it's going to be worth every penny. That's for sure. But obviously, this is still my speculation here. I have no confirmation about pricing and also any technical details. I'm just using the Canon lens as a comparison, because this is something unique. You know, you can't find any other similar lenses on the market apart from Canon and Sigma at this moment in time. And Olympus will be another manufacturer there going for this sort of tele macro lens, which is actually very, very exciting. And that also shows the commitment from Olympus that they are really looking into something to fill up the gaps of the professional lineup. And this is something that I haven't seen other manufacturers are really gunning into that. They're all concentrating on the popular focal length, but they're really ignoring a lot of the specialist lenses. And now Olympus are doing it, and I think is also once again shows that they are really different to other companies out there, and they are really trying to satisfy all types of photographers, not just the generalists, but also like very specialists out there, and also other professionals who are genuinely, you know, very operating in a very niche environment. So this is actually quite exciting, very exciting indeed. So let's go back to the roadmap once again, and because so much to talk about the roadmap, right? Okay, so we talked about the 8-25 f4 Pro lens, and also the brand new tele macro lens. It's super excited, these two things already for me. And also, you know, just once again seeing all these bright prime lenses are still there, haven't been erased. And I'm really excited about it, because you never know what sort of lenses they're gonna release. If you look at the coverage, in terms of focal length coverage, is stretching between 10 to 50. This is what they are suggesting that they're going to develop, and they will probably already been developing some sort of lenses already. So that could be 10 or 10 millimeters 1.4, maybe 12 millimeters 1.2. Oh, these two will be super focal length for me. And then what happened? Maybe they even going for the 50 millimeters or 45 millimeters f1. Oh, that would be awesome, right? And so you don't know. I don't know at the moment, and I'm just speculating just by looking at the map. I'm still very happy to see that bright prime lenses are still on the roadmap. But now let's go to the tele lens. There are three tele lenses are not currently announced, but one of them is very close to the 8-25 f4 Pro, and also in a similar focal length coverage as the current 40-150 2.8 Pro, and this would be the final f4 lens that would complete the trinity of f4 lenses from Olympus, and that would be the equivalent of the 40-150. Instead of 2.8, it's going to be a lot lighter, smaller f4 version. So this lens would possibly be very favorable for a lot of travel photographers who are not looking at the flexibility in terms of light gathering, because they probably need to just, or they need just to get close to something, or have that flexibility to zoom in and out, but not to worry about the actual zoom range, but also favor heavily on the portability side of it. It's very similar to the 12-45 f4 Pro lens. So these sort of f4 lenses are really great for you know, smaller body like the EM5 and the EM10, for instance, or APL pen series, and this could be great for those cameras. For me, I think the tele zoom range for f4 lenses doesn't excite me too much, is that because I already have the 2.8 version. I don't think it's actually that bulky, to be quite honest, for that particular range. So I will probably still keep my 40-150 2.8. I'm not intending to get the new one, but if it does happen there, it's going to be exciting for a lot of photographers, especially for those who love to travel a lot, and that will be really exciting. And but there you go. That's one more lens I want to talk about today. It's already this one, you've seen it again and again and again on the Olympus newsletters, rumor sites, because you have heard about Olympus releasing this lens for quite a few times, and they have changed the release schedule a few times, which is the 150-400 millimeters f4.5 Pro zoom lens. And this is the lens I personally, even though I don't shoot super tele stuff like wildlife stuff, but personally I would acquire one just for collection. And I know it's going to be a specialist lens, but it's going to be a very unique lens, and also it's going to be a testament to Olympus optical engineering. And this lens is going to be super special, super rare, because Olympus already told me that this lens is going to be super low production number. So it's not going to be a mass-produced lens. It's going to be very complicated to produce, and also because of the cost, it's not going to be ultra expensive. Not going to be like Canon, Nikon territories, because it's still a micro four third lens. But it's going to be really special here, and I can't wait to actually get my hands on this beast, because this thing, this very lens, it's just amazing, you know. And it's just considered range 150-400. Which is going to be like in terms of reach, is equivalent to 300-800 in the full frame world, and coupled with a built-in 1.25 times converter. As a matter of fact, you just have a flicker switch. It will add the 1.25 converters there, and you can still use the 1.4, which is the MC14 and the MC20 on top of it. this is going to be something you can see the hair of a guy who walked in the moon. You know, this is going to be something cool, right? I am going to get this lens, and I said it this morning already to some of the people. I'm going to get this lens and hug it to bed for 2 weeks if I get this lens. You know, my wife might kill me because this lens is going to be like super expensive, but I really can't wait to get this lens, you know, in my possession. You know, I really do. I might want to try to do some portrait with this lens, but then my model, my subject, will have to probably like stand about 1 kilometers away for me to do a portrait. But this is cool. This is a really genuinely cool lens, and I can't wait to really have it. I know that they switched the release date a few times now because. Not only there was a production issues because they switched the production facilities a little bit, they're shuffling a lot of stuff, and but also it's heavily to do with the Olympic Games that they originally have in Japan this year. But because the Olympic Games now is not going to happen in 2020, but instead in 2021, they just rather shift it a little bit because that's supposed to be the showcase in the in the stadium, but because that is no longer happening and they don't really want to delay further, so they're gonna kind of delay from the original summer release to winter release, but kind of like in between. So it's still going to be a good time to release this lens, and I can't wait to see this in action. In fact, I just can't wait to get this in my hand and really use it. Yeah, it's going to be something I would probably call it the king of Olympus lenses. This will be the new king. And I can guarantee that in terms of optical designs, sharpness, rendering, reach, uniqueness, you know, and it's white. That's the only white lens in the Olympus lineup. It's just different. Right, okay, enough shout out about this lens. I can't wait to see these things. And if you want to see what it looks like on the EM1X, this is what you're going to look like. It's not going to be small, for guaranteed. This is it's not a small lens. It's not going to be a lightweight lens. It's also not going to be a cheap lens either. So don't try to imagine what sort of lens price it's going to be. It's not going to be. It's going to be more expensive than the 300 f4 Pro for sure. This is going to be for sure. It's going to be more expensive than that. But it will be a lot less than the equivalents of Canon and Nikon. That's for sure as well. These sort of lenses in the full frame world is going to cost you an arm and leg, maybe even a kidney. Just trying to afford this lens is going to be impossible in the full frame world unless you're super rich, of course. But for most people, it's still reachable. You know, if you're really into the getting super tele for doing some wildlife, for instance, maybe some sports photography, this is really something to be looking forward to, and I'm pretty sure about that. So let me just bring this lens up. Oh, I just love this. I can't wait to lick this lens from top to bottom. And yeah, it's right. Just before I move on to the next bit, and let's do some shout out to people who just joined me recently. And I know I don't want to ignore everybody because all of you guys are my friends, and I really treasure you guys. I'm really happy that you have followed me here today as well. You know, I know it's only a few hours after my last stream yesterday, but such a good news. I really don't want to wait any longer. I just want to share with you as soon as possible. I actually wanted to share with you this morning, but then I realized that I also have a live stream on Facebook, so I really don't want to forget those people as well. So like, you know, they're all my friends here, and so I don't want to forget them. So I do the live stream this morning on Facebook, and now I'm here talking to you guys regarding this. Okay, and okay, let's say hi to Roger, Christian, Virtual Japan. Virtual Japan, where are you? If you're not in Japan. Antonio, of course, First Print Photography, Rao, Peter, Ellie, Jason, Mike, Ricky, of course, Ricky is here, Ira, Michael, Alexander, Mr. Bill Morrison, hello. Vic, oh, Vicky is here. Vic is in the house. Okay, Xavier, Katsu, Kastav. I'm trying to read out every names here. Hart, of course, you're here. Peter, Thomas, Shaka, yeah. And Lucy, Anastas, everybody. Excellent. Wow. Isuan, Brian, Brana, hello, Brana. And I think that's it. Packing Less. Good name, Packing Less. Yes, Michael Fawcett, Packing Less. Kevin, Penka, Dale, Jeff. Wow, lots of people here. Excellent. How I said hi for everybody now. Oh, there might be more that I haven't named. And oh, also Sam as well. Hello. And that's good. Right. Okay. So how you guys feel about this? And are you guys excited about the news so far? You know, in terms of the lens releases, I am really super excited about everything they've done today. And I'm actually quite happy that they finally share this news instead of me trying to hold back and not saying anything. And because I don't know how much longer I can hold on this news before I tell everybody and I get sacked from Olympus. That's not a very good thing, right? But yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm happy. I'm really super happy. Okay, let's move on to the next bit now. Lenses apart, let's go into the software development, right? I'm using the EM1X at the moment, and you know what I'm going to talk about. Yes, there is a new firmware for EM1X, and gosh, finally they have one. And I've been waiting for this firmware for freaking ever. You know, I actually originally thought they're going to release a firmware update when the EM1 Mark III came out, and because I really expected that. You know, even I was a little bit shocked that they didn't release it. But anyway, it's here. So what it is at least one thing is definitely confirmed, is a new profile for the AI deep learning subject tracking. So you know currently the EM1X only have the train, the cars, and what is it? What's the other one? I can't remember now. What was the other one? Train, cars, planes, 3 things. Yeah. So you know, for people who do that type of photography, it's definitely showing it works brilliantly in those areas, and that is fabulous. But the thing is, there are still a lot of people out there using for other things, especially like I mentioned earlier about all these tele lenses, that a lot of bird photographers out there using the capabilities of new trackings and stuff like that, but they are really looking forward to someone who would recognize birds. And now you have it. The new firmware has confirmed that they're going to help you capturing bird in flight. And I already get probably about 4 or 5 emails since last week asking me about bird in flight photos. But I did tell them personally, I don't want to lie, I'm not an expert in bird in flight. So, but I know a lot of bird in flight photographers who use Olympus EM1X and EM1 Mark III, and the Mark II for that matter, to do this sort of photography and have great success. So I tell them that autofocus is really good now, especially after the firmware up 3.0 and the Mark II. And so it's good in general, but now it's icing on the cake, especially for those who use EM1X, is that it automatically recognizes birds in the air. So that's cool. So you don't have to set the focusing groups. You don't have to do anything now. All you need to do is just point the bloody thing to the bird, and it should automatically highlight it and focus on it and tracking at the same time. So this is fantastic for people who love birds. So as soon as the firmware update, I'm going to head out here and trying to find some birds flying, and maybe some pigeons if I can find any, because I love pigeons. So this is going to be cool, and I can't wait to test that out. And again, I'm just hoping that Olympus will continue to develop this AI tracking and bring us more profiles that I can finally use, because still I'm not really an animal guy nor a car, train, plane guy. So I'm hoping that it'll give me something more and than just these things. But bird is a good step, because I do shoot birds every now and then, and even though I'm not a very good bird photographer, but I do utilize that features sometimes, and this would mean that I can finally use the EM1X and capture some pretty cool bird in flight photo, and I can't really wait to test it out, especially when the new tele lens is coming out, you know, the 150 to 400 lenses. Oh god, that lens is just gonna makes me super hyped up. And then yeah, I keep looking at this lens now. It probably doesn't give me some erections. I better not say that. Sorry, it's gonna be quite rude, right? And I don't want to say something that is not made for kids. So no, definitely not. Anyway, I'm excited. So the new firmware is going to be exciting for a lot of people, and I don't know what else they haven't really quite confirmed the ultra detail on what this firmware also included. But I really want to see some other areas, such as the new eye and face detection, which is currently on the EM1 Mark III only and exclusively. I'm hoping they will bring that into the EM1X as well. Wouldn't that be great if they have that? So I'm pretty sure the EM1X can take that, because it has dual TruePic 8 processor. So in terms of processing power, it's going to be sufficient. So I'm hoping to see that in the EM1X in this particular firmware. So we just have to wait and see. But I'm excited. especially a new profile. Finally, there's a new profile after all this time. Okay, and and Peter just say that I'm off flying rats because of the pigeons. Well, I really don't know why I love pigeons, and I think they're quite cute. I know they're flying rats, but they're cute rats. They're not the horrible rats. I mean, there are some cute pigeons there that are not contaminated. If you go to the parks, instead of going to central London and things like that, you know, they are dirty rats there. But if you go to the park, they're wild pigeons. They're nice and fat and fluffy. They're just like any other birds there. They just pretty cool, in my opinion. And let's see that. Thanks, Dale. And right, okay, let's talk about a little bit continuous software development side of it, because apart from the firmware on the M1X, that Olympus also once, which is surprisingly, that become a not a trendsetter but a very active trend follower, which is very good. The first time I've seen Olympus really being that active in the video front, right? Kind of give it away already, is that now Olympus has released a beta test software that is available to download, so it's up to you guys to download and try it yourself, is to allow your Olympus camera to act as a webcam. This is phenomenal because everybody's doing it apart from Sony and Pentax and Nikon. Pretty much everybody else at the moment. So Canon started it first, and then Fuji and Panasonic are both releasing software that will allow some of their cameras, not all of them, some of them, which I'm going to come on to in a minute for Olympus as well, to act as a webcam for you to stream stuff. Because streaming has become such a big thing ever since the lockdown began because of the pandemic issues. Like myself, I mean, I've never really streamed that many videos in like forever. This is the first 3 months I've ever streamed so many on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it now. I'm going to keep this as a regular thing. If you guys like my stream, do this. I'm going to keep on doing this because I like it. I actually really enjoy the interaction with all of you there, and it's phenomenal. It's really good that I can finally not only just reading comments after the video being released, but I can actually interact with you guys live, which is something very, very different. And I really truly treasure this experience, and also the love that you guys have given me and supporting this channel, and that's really, really awesome. So this news is good because at this moment in time, if you want to use your Olympus camera like what I'm doing at the moment, you will need a capture card, something like this. This is a Elgato Camlink, which is basically a capture card that will capture the HDMI video signal from the Olympus camera and transfer it into a different codec that the computer will understand as a webcam, and then therefore I will be able to use it as a streaming option within the application. So to cut in short, Olympus has developed a driver, a software driver that will allow to do this in a software term. So it's not a hardware transcoder, it's going to be a software. So I suspect you probably still need a relatively powerful computer to make it really smooth. Not that you can't use it in any computer, but you may struggle in terms of drop frame rate if your computer is just not fast enough. But we don't know. I haven't tested it yet because I'm a Mac user. That's another thing. The beta software currently is only released on Windows platform. So I know Peter Forsgard is going to test it. He probably has a Windows computer lying around. I don't have one, so I won't be able to test one myself. But I will wait for the official Mac version to come out, and I will probably definitely check that out. But at the same time, the Camlink that I'm using now is going to be very useful still because it's still a hardware thing. So if you already bought a Camlink and don't ditch it, this is a very good capture card, and it's going to enable you to do a lot of very smooth and high quality streaming, especially because it's hardware based, it's not software based. You don't have to have a super fast computer to deal with the computation, so it's going to be still good, better than software. But if you don't, software could still be an option, especially you have a EM1 Mark II, Mark III X, and also the EM5 Mark III. These are the computer currently listed are compatible with the streaming software. So it's going to be exciting. This is really exciting now. And finally, Olympus has realized not just photography as well. Now people are streaming stuff like I do, and also there are a lot of market they haven't really tapped into. And all this would definitely help potential customer who are not currently using Olympus but considering using a slightly more compact system for the streaming purposes, get higher quality than just normal webcam, because you can now utilize the fabulous M3 core lenses for your web streaming. Imagine that. This is what I'm using now in the 12mm f2 premium lens. It's not premium anymore, M3 core lens. So this is really good, right? And so I think for the streaming community, it's good news. It's also adding another alternative, so it's no longer just Canon, no longer just Panasonic and Fuji that they're currently doing the same thing at the moment. So yeah, we now have more options than ever. How good is that? So Olympus, well done for doing that and actually listening to me, because I've been telling them about doing this streaming stuff. And, yeah, but it's good. It's good that they actually do something about it, and I can't be more happy than seeing them. They finally working on the software side, because this is something I think they need to push as well. Another thing I would like to see, maybe perhaps not now, but in the near future, is to revamp the OI Share app and on the smartphone, because I think the OI Share map is a little bit dated, it needs to be updated, and also allowing more functionality, make the UI just a little bit more cleaner and more streamlined. It will be really good. And likewise, the other software related stuff will be really awesome, like Workspace. You know, I like Workspace, but Workspace is good for doing one photo at a time. And if I want to do something quicker, it's going to be still a struggle. That's why I still rather using other software to do my professional work, just because Workspace, it just doesn't give me the speed that I need. But talk about in terms of general functionality, the Workspace is actually pretty good. If you want something free, the Workspace is perfectly workable. All the functionalities are there. You can apply filters, art filters. Everything's already kind of whatever you expect from Olympus cameras is already there in the application. So it's actually pretty awesome. So these are perhaps most of the news that I would like to share with you guys. And but also, don't forget one thing I also didn't quite mention is that there are more to come. That's as far as I can tell you, and because like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of things I simply cannot say, and as much as I would like to share with you, but I just can't. It breaks my heart. Like I said, really hard to keep all the secrets, but for the better. I think it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. It's going to be really exciting in the later half of this year, perhaps even early part of next year. It's going to be really exciting for all the Olympus users out there, and so you can all forget about all the other people, what they're talking about at the moment. And but having said that, like I said, freedom of speech. Everyone entitled to their preferences, their opinions, their thought process. I'm not really judging on everybody else unless they're spreading false rumors or trying to harm people by spreading false news and degrade other people, talk down other people, and that's I don't like. But other than that, I'm open. You can say anything. You can say that Olympus is crap. It's fine. If that's crap, that for you is crap, and it's okay. It's your opinion, And then, but I use Olympus. I love their gears. I love Micro Four Thirds as a format, as a platform. And so be it. This is me. That's my saying. That's my belief. It's still a very, very capable, very good platform for any photographers, especially for those disabled, less able, even people who would like to get into like serious photography but who couldn't have the budget or the strength for a larger system. So yeah, this is a really good thing. Olympus has once again proven that they really care about photography community, because that's always been their case. When they first announced the first half-frame Pan-F back in the film days, they announced the OM cameras for the first compact SLR systems. All these shows, they want to show something that they appreciate, and hopefully photography communities and all the members in the photography community will appreciate whatever effort they're trying to put out, and I think that is a really good thing. So before I end, let's do some Q&A and see what things that you may have put out, and let me just have a look at some of the later comments. I can't scroll all the way back, so and I start saying that he's getting a little bit personal there. I think that's reflecting to on my reactions onto this. Oh, look at this. This is just something, right? This is just I just want to stroke the lens now. It's going to be really, really nice. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I can't wait to lick this lens from top to bottom. Not the lens elements though. I mean, I'm going to protect the lens element, but like the body. I'm just going to sniff it. It's going to lick it. Oh, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really tasty. I can guarantee that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Then Rob say that nice roadmap, but I'd like to see Olympus hold up their word about the 100 to 400 for this summer and another new body for this year's. Well, I know what you're saying, but like I said, there are more to come, which didn't list it in today's news. So you just have to stay tuned for that particular news. I can guarantee it's going to be fairly excited. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to show you. That's as far as I can go. Don't make Olympus sack me, man, please. Okay, and what about update on the EM1 Mark III? Do they need an update for the EM1 Mark III? Probably not at the moment. You literally just got it like 2 months ago. I think they're going to wait until later to see what sort of development they have in the EM1X market. We just have to wait and see what sort of thing they're going to develop. I don't know at this moment in time. They might bring up some of the features that I haven't even heard of. Because you know, even though that we are visionaries like Peter and Robin, myself, you know, don't know everything within Olympus. So it's going to be interesting to speculate. That's for sure. Right, I'm not going to answer that. You guys can speculate as much as you want. And yeah, and I know. People are still saying the Pen F is an ugly beast, you know, an ugly and incapable cameras. How dare you? No, just joking. But Pen F is still my favorite camera among Olympus. It's just great. It's a great camera, you know. Like I know some of you may say it's slow focus, you know, it doesn't have like really good video features and this and that, and but look, I'm a photographer. I use really crap cameras compared to Pen F. I'm still able to take photos. My mission is to go out and take great photographs. The milliseconds delay doesn't really make much of an impact in my photography, to be quite frank. So like the Pen F is actually more than fast enough to do anything that I want him to do in street photography and something like that, because most of the time I actually use zone focus in street photography, so I rarely do autofocus. So that's all good for me. I love all the dials. I love the mono mode, especially in the Pen F. I like the ergonomics because it's a rangefinder style camera. It's just nice, and I like the look of it. Now, how can you say that it's ugly? It's lovely. And Kevin said that eat those pigeons. I know we Chinese eat pigeons, and I do like eating pigeons actually. And but I kind of like that look. And Brana say pigeons and ducks. Yeah, I kind of like ducks too. I do have a lot of ducks in my area, so I'm gonna photograph them. And Paul Summer, great to be able to see you live today. Work has kept me away for 2 weeks, and keep up the great work with the great system. Thank you very much. Yes, but it's all because of your support, and without your support, I wouldn't be here today. And so once again, I have to say big thank you for all of you have been supporting me, following this channel. Really, really appreciate that. And you know, it is without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. And of course, you can also follow my this way. Yeah, this my social if you want to see my Instagram and other stuff. And of course, my Facebook, which is Jimmy Cheng 23. That's my username, so you can follow me there. And that is kind of my day-to-day update stuff. If you don't want to wait for a week for me to do a live, and I'm there almost every day, and you can see me there. Also get some updates or ask me questions. You can message me there. I tend to answer a lot of people if I can, if I have time as well. So that's good. That's all good. Right. Right, first print photography. Any news on any more weather-sealed flashed equipment? That's interesting. I don't know. And you are one of the few people that actually ask this question, because I don't think a lot of people actually care about flashes anymore. I actually do, because I actually own the FL900R. I have 2 of them. I also have the wireless system, the command system that I have as well. I forgot the name of it now. It's a really weird name. FR. Something I can't remember. Anyway, the wireless stuff, and it's cool. It's really good stuff. I haven't heard anything about that particular development. I think they probably consider that whatever they have at the moment is more than enough to satisfy most people, simply because the flash is actually not as priority these days, because you can see a lot of people are more favor the natural light photography, and considering flash is actually more professional. And it's a hard thing to master, and that's why I don't think they are going to release anything new in the next couple of years. But the 900R is a very powerful speedlight, and I love it. I love that thing. And before, they have the wireless community center commander, sorry, to utilize the L900R for wireless purposes is awful, because you have to rely on the traditional infrared, which is super unreliable, especially like if you're in a very bright daylight. Yeah, it's just almost impossible. It's really bright now, and it's almost impossible to do anything, right? You know, the signal always got broken off. Infrared just not very good in bright daylight. So now they have a 2.4 gigahertz wireless frequencies compatible system there, which is actually very reliable, and I've been using that on a few shoots, which is really good. And they all weather sealed. The command center, the receiving center, receivers, they all weather sealed. So FL900 are also weather sealed. So I don't think you need any more than what they currently have. So I think it's all good. I think it's all good. I don't think they need anything new unless they want to bring up a even more powerful speedlight, which may come in the future, but we never know. We never know at this moment in time. So let's see any other thing here. And Victor, right. This is something I would like to clarify just a little bit. EM1 Mark II firmware update to with the improved face detection. And I would possibly doubt that they're going to do that, simply because, not they don't want to, is that the TruePic 8 has reached its limit. And like I mentioned in other streams that I did before, the processor has played a huge part on what you can or cannot do with firmware updates, especially in some of the newer features, because for face detections and eye detections to turn on and to be compatible, you need a relatively powerful processor to do the calculation continuously, which the TruePic 8, I don't think it has the capabilities. The reason I said the EM1X is different is because it has dual processor in the EM1X, so it has one dedicated on just AF. Unlike the EM1 Mark II and Mark III, they only have single processor, so they are only basically what that single processor have to do everything, the AF, the normal exposure calculations, and all the other stuff that they have to deal with. So the TruePic 8 is going to be maybe a little bit, getting to the end of capabilities there. So, but never say never. I don't know. They may do, but I doubt it. They're gonna have that. Especially if you think about the TruePic 9 is so much powerful compared to the TruePic 8. So then now they can finally utilize the face and eye detection based on the TruePic 9 processor, means that the TruePic 8 possibly is not compatible with the latest features, especially Starry Sky AF and also the enhanced face detection. EM1X perhaps very much and very likely, although I can't confirm that until I see the firmware update, but I will be a little bit surprised if it doesn't have it, but you never know. You never know. Okay, and let's see here, Rob. Oh no, that's replying to something else. Sorry about that. And first, keep doing the stream. They're always enjoyable at the end of my working day. Thank you. I think I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying your stream as well, especially like I mentioned, I think the best part of it is I can actually interact with you guys live, and that's the best part of it. Because it's quite hard for people who are on YouTube. You probably know that if you've been following me long enough, that I do try to answer all the comments on each of the videos that I released previously, but sometimes it gets a little bit difficult, especially when you have loads of comments and subsequently the conversations and things like that. It's going to be really tough. But live is different. Of course, I still miss a lot of the comments, but at least I can interact live, so I can talk about things that may actually cover some of the concerns that people may have in a similar way, so I can answer everything in one go. So that will be really good. I do like the interaction here, and of course you can see my face and also talking live. And how many heads of cattle will I need to sell? I don't know. I think that I'm willing to give up one of my kidney for that. And let's also see that it doesn't support voice. Well, you can actually, but it's not bad though, because you think about it, the Peter, especially the streaming software, is that you want to better sound. You don't really want to rely on the built-in mic on the camera for the actual audio input for the thing. You always want to plug in a external mic anyway. But the reason why they don't want to do that, I think there's two reasons there. First of all, it could be the software issue, but secondly, is that they want to get away from the built-in what do you call it, audio gain within the cameras, because it's unstable. So like if you want top quality audio, it's always good to plug in an external microphone, which it's selectable within the streaming software. So you can actually select an audio input from other sources, so you don't need to go with the streaming software. So if that answers your question, so like I don't think it needs to support voices. I'm happy that they don't input it, because I'll always use a separate voice input anyway to get the best quality out. And this is my 2 cents about the reason why they don't want to implement it. And it's all good. I think it's all good. And as long as the video is smooth and nice, that's the most important part. Hi Fabian from Luxembourg. Yay, hello. We're so excited. It's been such an exciting day for Olympus people, and really happy about that. And in a moment, this is great news for Olympus. They haven't cut corners on creating premium gears. No, I don't think so. I think that they are going to keep on doing what they are doing in terms of producing very high quality products that we have seen through the years of Olympus history, not just recent, but history. All the gears that I've touched in the past, and even when I was a Canon boy, the film cameras that I used before, until I switched to Olympus, everything that I've touched, they are always premium quality. Where there's going to be plastic made, even though it's plastic made, it still feels very solid, right? You'll agree the 60s and all the other lenses are really well made. And the metal body ones, of course, it's just going to be something else. It's like a tank, and love it. Okay, and I'm not going to answer any of you. I'm not going to answer any of you regarding anything to do with Pen F2 and the EM10 Mark IV. I did a EM10 Mark III end of term reviews that I also made the wish list. If you want to check that out, if you haven't seen it already, then that's fine. And, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. And Kevin said, "Can I bribe you with some coffee?" Private message me. I'm just joking. I can't leak anything. You will get me sacked, mate. You will get me sacked. And right, that's cool. Someone's speculating some prices already on the Beast. I just have to show that Beast again. That is a good lens. That's a good lens. Let me shrink it a little bit, just to block my face a little bit. And okay, do you use any Pen series cameras aside from the Pen F? Would you recommend any? I use the EPL. I use the Pen EPL 9 as a kind of like a family event camera. It's actually pretty good. It's an entry-level camera, so there are a lot of things that is limited in just how much you can control the cameras, but it's a capable cameras. They're all capable, to be honest, depending on how you look at it or what sort of thing you want to do. If you're just getting into photography, yeah, it's a great way to get into it. You don't have to commit too much to it, because it's quite cheap to get, especially the EPL series. The difference between the EPL series compared to the entry-level OMD camera, which is the EM10, is that the first of all is the EVF, because the EPL series doesn't have an EVF, and also it only has 3-axis stabilization instead of 5-axis on the EM10. And so that's kind of the only differences. But in terms of UI, the feature-wise is very similar. It's almost identical. So yeah, you just have to weigh out what sort of form factor you would like to use, or whether it's going to be a pen body or a traditional kind of SLR looking camera with a viewfinder in the middle. That would be the EM10. So yeah, it really depends what sort of thing you want to do. But I would say try it out to see which one you prefer. You know, like I said, it's best always to try the camera out and to see which one fits you better. You know, that's what I would suggest to anyone who asks me about which camera to get. Let's see then, and I have gas for the Pen F. Get it, mate. Get it while you still can. You know, it's a classic camera. It's already a classic camera, to be honest. You know, I love this bit. I love this thing to be to bits. It's really my really lovely Pen F. It's just something that I would never ever sell. It's going to be in in my shelf, in my bag, everywhere. You know, it's gonna be there. It's not gonna go anywhere else. And let's see now. Thank you, Glider. Thank you. Love my work. Thank you very much for your support once again. Thank you. Let's see anything else now. And one for tilt screens. Oh, this is a debate though, isn't it? I remember I talked about the best and worst cameras things, especially the EM10. People actually, no, when I was talking about the EM10 in my video, I did, some people were saying that the next Mark IV, please don't have a articulated screen and just keep the tilt screen. I think it's the divided decisions here. You know, I know for a lot of the photographers would prefer a tilt screen, and I actually wouldn't disagree. I love the tilt screen, but I think for versatility, especially in today's market, if you really want to help Olympus out a little bit, having articulated screen will appeal to more people, especially the younger generations kind of thing who want to do a little bit of videoing and filming. The fully articulated will definitely help to satisfy that market. That would broaden the appeal to more people, and that eventually will translate into more sales. So that will help out a lot of people. So I guess, as a photographer, I totally understand the importance and the appeal from tilt screen, which I really like, because the EM5 Mark I, the original one, also had only the tilt screen, not the fully articulated. I love it because I can do like top-down photography. I can look out, just like tilt my head down and just look into the LCD screen and do a waistline shots, and I kind of enjoy that process. And I know that is really good. But like I said, you know, it will help Olympus out if they do fully articulated, and don't scream and say anything bad about them, because I think ultimately it will help them sell more cameras, and that really what we want to keep the brand going, also keep the technologies going. And this is something that they may or will implement in the upcoming releases. I'm not entirely sure. They you know, obviously I can't say anything more than until the formal announcement is out, but the tilt screen and fully articulated screen debate is going to be like that. And just kind of my logical conclusion that the fully articulated screen will help Olympus by a mile, and rather than just stuck on the tilt screen. Great stuff there, and thank you, Fabian. And Adam, hello there. Where do you find the best setup for your camera for great photos? It's going to be quite hard to explain depending on what type of photographs you're talking about. I perhaps, you know, if you guys want to leave me some comments after this stream and let me know what sort of photography you want to look into. I mean, obviously I specialize in people, documentaries and stuff like that. So, but I can do my best in terms of answering you guys, because I do expose to a lot of different type of photography in my career. So I do know a thing or two. You know, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I will be able to answer you something. But I will let you know what sort of best setup for different type of photo shoot, for instance, and I can let you know focal length and other stuff as well. So hopefully that will give you some guidance, and I may, if there is enough demand, I will probably make a video out of it and to see what happens. Oh, Victor is talking about tilt shift lens. That will be something, right? That will be something. I think that's something that's missing. But the thing is nowadays that we have a lot of software solution to do that sort of thing now, and so I'm not entirely sure whether they will spend R&D on that. They may rather concentrate on other technology improvements. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that's another niche lens that they don't currently have. So you never know. That might shock me as well. Okay, Terry. Bogus roadmaps and Liz is selling off. Who knows what companies buy? Come on, Terry. Come on, Terry. You know you love Olympus. I know you do. Okay. Right. Everyone seems to be very curious about this unannounced 100 to 400 non-pro lens. I can't say anything. I can't. It's in the roadmap, I guess. Maybe. And Bob, hello there. And composition, yes, absolutely. Subject, absolutely. Everything to do with basic photography. That's very good. Ooh, someone's tried it already. It worked with Zoom. Very good. Thanks, John, for trying it out. That's cool. And well done. Someone has already tried the software. Let me know if you guys tried it. And because I really can't, because I don't use a PC. I don't have a PC at home, and I only have a Mac, so it's really difficult for me to try anything that's non-PC. Sorry, non-Mac. I mean, and someone just wanted a modern-day manual focusing lens. Well, we're like Laowa. They're already doing it. You can get a Laowa lens for that. And let's see, any other questions and things before I call it a day? I think that's probably it. Right, someone needs to invent a mechanism that allows a fully articulated screen to do a basic tilt. I think theoretically they can do it, but the thing is that it will probably make the frame or the actual arm itself fairly fragile because they have to do dual actions there. You know, it can be done. I think, you know, you can look at the actual mechanism. I'm pretty sure you can actually do one like that. But the thing is whether they want to do it and sacrifice some sort of sturdiness or durability of the camera is another thing. But you never say never. There are some people who are constantly designing things like Pentax tilt screens. Really weird. The Pentax tilt screen is just a weird design. But they think of something else. You never know that Olympus may come up with something in the future, or you can design something and suggest Olympus. All right, okay, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hopefully that you guys hasn't quite left yet. Some technical error there. My computer bloody crashed. Can you hear me now? Hopefully that you guys hasn't quite left yet. All right, okay, I'm on. I'm back on. Right. I need a PC, not a Mac. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Right. Okay. At least it's back online, and I can continue my stream. I thought I would be able to. I thought I had to restart a new thing. So at least it's back. At least it's back. That's okay. But sorry about that. Sorry about that technical thing there. And you know, it's live. Anything could happen, right? And so it's good. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. But I was gonna end it anyway. And it's been going on for about an hour and a half now. And but it's all good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream, and let me know, you know, what you guys think about today's announcement. And yeah, I saw something written that the positive vibes is very infectious. I like that. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'm very optimistic about the whole future of Micro Four Third, and I still believe in it. Like I said, that is a unique platform. It's definitely a very different a place for photographers to be. You know, if people are, you know, looking at something that they need that Micro Four Third cannot provide, you know, it's like I said, there's no perfect systems out there. There are a system for everyone, you know. And but all I always say is that Micro Four Third deserves a place in this market. You know, I wouldn't say that they are any deficient compared to other platforms out there. They are just unique. We are different. You know, the Micro Four Third will satisfy different type of photographers. Then there are many different types of photographers out there, not just people who constantly looking for ultra shallow depth of field, not constantly looking for ultra high resolutions and do croppings and things like that. There are many different types of people out there, and in fact you can tell how many happy photographers who are using Micro Four Third gears out there. That already prove the you know what I've just said. You know, they are using Micro Four Third gear, producing fabulous work there, and they're happy. You know, the most important thing is, you know, is that you're happy as a person. You know, when you use a pickup of camera, take some great photograph, it makes you happy, and that's it. You know, like I would never say that a gear would make you happier, but I would say a platform allows you to do what you want to do, makes you happier. That's what matters. I think that's the ultimate thing that you need to know and understand as a photographer. And if you love whatever gear you use, that's perfectly okay. Hello, Ashton. You want to do something? You want to say hi to people? Right, my son just popped into the room. Anyway, so it's good. And anything else you may want to ask? I know that I have these abrupt disconnections there, which is horrible. And yeah, I do apologize for that. But like I said, live stream can you know, anything can happen in live streams, and that's life. You know, like, hey, you stop it. You know, people can see you. You want to come in and say hi? want to come and say hi? You want to see, you want to show people what this thing is? It's a sword. Is that your sword?
No.
It's a rocket.
It's a weapon. It's like.
Yes. Oh, what's that?
Weapon.
It's a weapon. Right. Let me show people what this is. Yeah. Let me show.
No.
Look. This is my son's invention. This is going to be the next 100 to 400 millimeters lens. If you want to see it, this is it. This is the new lens from Olympus. Okay. All right. I'm just joking. All right. You can play with Annabelle for a bit. And excellent stuff. George is saying that their new lenses. I just joined. Oh, you just joined. Right. Yes, you missed something. Actually, no. Come on now. I need to talk about things. Come on, say. Come on. No, come on. You want to? I know you want to say, join me and say to people, say hi to. And right, okay, and yeah, there are new lenses coming out, especially the new announcement for Olympus 8 to 25 f4 Pro lens, and that's going to be exciting and very cool inventions, and hopefully that will, we're going to be seeing that in due course. And of course, there are other lenses as well, like the 150 to 400 that's already been announced, and you can see the picture. This is the picture, and just one second. Okay, Ashton, please.
Mommy said I need to close the door.
Right. Sorry about that. My kids just can't wait because I disappear for a couple of hours. This is what I have to deal with with kids at home. That's something. Right. Anyway, and Magic Wand, Julian. That's the new 100 to 400. Yes, you guys been asking about. That's the lens, and let's see. Yes, that's new lenses. The 8 to 25 f4 Pro lens is one of them, and there's also other new announcements such as the new macro lens. I think is going to be very exciting. And if you just joined, I don't want to repeat things now, but you can actually scroll back to my videos and see earlier what I talked about, the new announcements, and going to be super excited, especially if you're a Micro Four Thirds, not just Olympus, Micro Four Thirds photographer, because these are new stuff. These are stuff that you haven't seen in any Micro Four Thirds lenses in the moment. So this is going to be really exciting, especially for the f4 and the macro, because these are unique lenses, and they are going to be fabulous. I think it will be really cool. I think it will be very cool. And you remember the interruption fondly in the years to come. I know I do. I will probably miss it as well in a few years time when they become teenagers, yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna ignore me completely, you know. Like I would scream to get them out to the room. They will probably do their own streaming by then, you know. They probably do online gaming, you know, you name it, on the phone all the time, you know. They probably don't want to talk on the phone anymore. Who talks on the phone anymore? People just type text and stuff like that, right? Do TikTok, you know, and I'm not TikTok guy. Right, really love the M43. M43 is the perfect travel camera. Small, light, top notch, weatherproof for the peace of mind. Indeed. Great stuff. Well, and once again, thank you very much for joining me. And I cannot say any more thank you than that. You know, it's always amazing to be here to talk to you all. You guys gave me all the energy and strength that I need to continue this channel. And even though I have been relatively quiet for the last 3 months, and as you can see that I have kids at home, and it really impact me on my video productions because I can't really do too much, and especially that I don't want to risk my family by going out, you know, because every time I go out, I know I can at the moment, but it just increases the chance of me getting something nasty, so I don't want to pass it back to the family. So trying to be as sensible as possible as a father. So this is going to be something that I hope you guys understand. I would like to produce more video, but unfortunately, you know, this has really restricted me in terms of how much or when I can do things. I will continue to do stuff, just that I don't know when I can do that, but I will do it. Just bear with me, be a little bit more patient. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue this stream. You can still see me live, and I'm going to still see, I'm still going to show you a new product. I'm going to talk about products and all other things related. Even if you want to improve photography, I'm going to talk about photography, talk about filmmaking, talk about anything that you want to hear in the Micro Four Thirds Olympus world, or maybe just about photography as well, you know. And like I said, this channel is not just about Micro Four Thirds, even though I am one. But as long as you are into photography, into the filmmaking, that's all I care. You know, you're part of the family, and all we want to do is to share our passions and also share our inspiration to others. I get inspired by some of your photos, you know, like, and that's a true fact. You know, I see photos every day, and when I see them, which is really genuine good photo, I would just take inspirations. I would just admire these photos, you know. I can't be good for everything, so there are certain areas that I'm just not very good at, such as astrophotography. I'm not an astrophotographer, so when I see those photographs, I would just simply just say, "Wow, that's awesome," and so that's it. You know, we have to inspire each other. We're all good at something, and let's continue this momentum, continue this passion and love towards photography, and become a creative guy and go and shoot some nice picture. Excellent stuff. Some heart was just saying, a bio crash. You are nasty, heart. Okay, right. Thank you very much. And oh, and I do have a question. I will answer you. And what kind of microphone that I'm using at the moment? I'm using a Rode Wireless Go, the wireless things that I'm attached to the M1X at the moment. That's what I'm using. Sometimes I use NTG or the LSP4. When I go vlogging, I will use the LSP4. When I am at home, because I got the kids there, so I use a lav mic, which is a lot closer to my mouth, so trying to get away with some of the interference and other noises that they make in the house. If I use a gun mic, they will pick up everything, especially LSP4. They will pick up the whole house, so like you will hear them talking and screaming and things. So this would be better option if I want to try to focus on just my voice and anything else. So this works very well at the moment. So this is kind of my setup. I have all kinds of different audio solutions for different type of shooting, and I think that's probably the thing to do if you are into videography, into filmmaking. So you do need certain a few different type of equipment for different type of scenarios and different situations. But just like photography, you know, you got different lenses. Why? Because you need certain lenses for a certain situation. Similar thing. Good stuff. Oh, 19EK A79 is back. I love your username. I don't know what that means still. And right, great stuff. Astrophotography. Maybe one day I'll do that. Maybe one day I'll do it. Let me master that first. I think that would be pretty good. Hello, Laith. Hey, mate. And that's it. I already actually talked for an hour already, so I know you guys may have just joined me. And hello, Willy Billy from Taipei. Yeah, I would like to continue this stream, but I think it's getting a little bit long, and I will need to do something else. And so I will have to end it in next 2 minutes. Let's say some more highs before I end. And like I said, Willy Billy, Marsha. Oh, hello, Marsha. Thank you for Peter, Jimmy, Peter, Rob for keeping a level head this last week. I only started to explore my M1 Mark II lifetime live composite. Wow, I'm also buying the M1 Mark III for staff focus. Woo, wow, cool stuff. Yeah, excellent stuff. Thank you. And yeah, thank you for the support. And I know all of us are doing a fantastic job. You know, Rob is really continuing the momentum there. Peter and Robin, they're really great people, and they continue to promote Olympus gears, you know, to the best that they can. You know, they know a lot of the inside technical stuff that I don't know, in terms of like how to use shortcuts and buttons and, you know, anything like that, the settings. Just fantastic, really, really good stuff. And I learned a lot from Peter and Robin as well. But you know, I'm more of a hands-on guy as a photographer, because I work and I actually make money from photography. So I'm kind of slightly different guy to them. But I learn. I mean, like I said, inspire each other. We all love photography. We all love Micro Four Thirds, and we all love Olympus. Great stuff. And hey, there you go, Razel. I have a Billingham Hadley Pro, but always 50% for. I want to have a smaller version, Hadley Small Pro, Hadley Small or digital. Hadley Small Pro. I love that bag. Simple answer. I love this Hadley Small Pro. It's always good. I have one. I do have one, and it's really nice bag indeed. And where do you find your models? Anywhere. Google. There are lots of Instagram. It's a good place to be. And if you see that sometimes they actually say collaborate, you just go into them, just send them a PM, and then they will set. Depending on situations, and some may actually ask for money. If they're professional model, that's how they earn money from. They will probably ask money if you want to get model. Some will just happy to collaborate if they are just a creative. They just want to explore options and different type of photography. They will probably come out and just meet you. It just depends. Really depends. Nick, thank you, and thank you there. To keep it a good work. I'm planning on using Ollie for many years. Don't want to switch for heavy system. Greeting from Canberra. Oh, wow, different place. Ooh, cool. Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much for your support. And Corey, I just hopped on the stream, and in the last minute, just want to say thanks for everyone you do and love the videos. I'm sure to hop on earlier next time. To be honest, this is a impulse live stream, and like I said, because of the new announcement from Olympus this morning, and I couldn't wait to share the news with you guys. I don't want to make a video, edit it, and then I have to respond afterward. I would like to see, let you see how excited I am, because it's certainly a very good news. I love, just getting excited to tell you about this. I'd rather to tell you face to face, and you can ask me questions at the same time. I just like to interact with all of you with this exciting day today. Today is a good day, really good day. Thank you. Right, I'm going to end my stream now, and thank you once again for joining me. And so I hope there will be no more live stream this week. And well, in terms of YouTube, I still have one more live stream tomorrow morning in my Facebook between 11 to 11:30 BST London time in the morning. So if you want to join me there for a quick chat just before the weekend, you're very welcome to do so. My username is Cheng23, so you can just Google me or search me on Facebook. You'll find me there. Alternatively, you can see my social here. You can follow me on Instagram, and there I also sometimes leak some news out, so you might see me there as well. Other than that, have a good day, have a fantastic time, and I'm pretty sure you're all happy, because I'm happy. I'm super excited, and I'm still trying to physically grab hold of this lens and lick it all over. That's what I'm genuinely really excited about this beast. I cannot wait to get it in my hand. That's it. And wrong day. I know, Roman. Okay. Cool stuff. Victor saying there are some people in Penilina. Oh, okay. Hi from there. Oh, thank you. Hello there. Great. Have stay. I can't speak now. Okay, stay safe, everybody, and have a good day. Fantastic time. I'll see you all tomorrow if you're on Facebook. If not, I'll see you next week on my next live stream. This Sunday, I don't know if I can actually churn out a video because I'm actually working a couple of paid projects at the moment. So getting paid is more important in this difficult time. So so please do bear with me, and don't ignore me if you don't see my video. I'll see you all again live next Wednesday, and hoping to get another new videos out very, very soon. And the next one is going to be a little bit different to photography. It's all about filmmaking stuff. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. In the meantime, ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. That's what I'm going to say. Ciao, ciao. All right. Okay, guys. See you later then. Bye for now.